Oh, because that's the yellow. Morning, my friends. We are arriving at Krak de Chevaliers. Oh, it's so huge. So the castle was not damaged during.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Few places, yes.
Okay.
They had to. The rebels were inside.
The rebels were inside.
Inside.
Okay. So it was.
And all these villages, they ran away.
Okay. So,
They had
but
to leave.
it was the rebels. It was not ISIS.
The rebels, yes.
The rebels. Okay. So we'll ride around it first. Here we are at the entrance of the famous fortress Krak des Chevaliers. The fortress of the actually it was originally was built by some Kurds, it looks like, but then it was the Crusaders fortress, of course, and it was the Franks were here. Well, my ancestors then somehow. But look at the view, the amazing view over the valley of Homs. Because if you go this way is east, and you get to Homs basically. So that's called the Valley of Homs. You can see it's very green, full of it's a land for agriculture basically. What a beautiful place. Okay, let's move on to visit the fortress of Krak des Chevaliers. So you can see the beautiful tunnel of the entrance. Actually, this entrance was the secondary entrance. It was for horses. So that's why, with time, it became the main entrance. And actually, see, it's interesting also because actually the rebels in the war were here. So the fortress was a little bit damaged during the war, but not that much apparently. So that's good. The villages around were partly destroyed and the inhabitants ran away. But the fortress, even though it was occupied by the rebels, remained mostly intact. Lucky. And also, she said it's funny because the fortress, well, I mean, not the foundations, but the fortress itself was built by the Franks. So at the time of the Crusades, and the Crusaders stayed maybe like 150 years, something like that, around here. And but it's funny because it was also reoccupied by the French during the Protectorate in Syria between the two world wars. The French politically controlled the country during this time for like 25 years, something like that. And they remade this entrance also basically so that cars could go through it. Oh, so that connects the two walls, the outside wall and the inner wall. Oh, yeah.
You have the canal. Look how high and.
It's very steep, yeah.
No way you can go to enter to the second. That's why I'm telling you 3 in 1.
Okay.
So if you can consider.
And that's a place for the animals near the outer wall. Wow. So this column was built after the Crusaders lost the fortress. That's why you have the Arabic writings on it. But basically, we are in the tower at the extremity of the fortress where Saladin, where the engineers of Saladin told him to enter when they were trying to invade, to take control over Krak des Chevaliers. Look at the view, all the way to the coast, probably. Okay, let's keep visiting. So actually, it's incredible because it's also a fortress 3 in 1. You have 3 fortresses inside each other here.
And what did he do?
So let's exit by what used to be the main door actually. And we are lucky, today it's open. It's supposed to be closed. Let's see if we see the... oh, there's a tractor, very noisy tractor. We don't see the sea. But basically like 50 or 60 kilometers this way, you have Tartus and the Mediterranean Sea. And so basically that's why this fortress is... it was key because it's the door, it's the most, the easiest natural door, like from all the way to like southern Lebanon, I think, all the way to northern Syria. It's the easiest natural door from the sea, from the coast to the inland. So basically this valley, if you control this valley thanks to this fortress, you can control all the easiest way between the sea, between the coast and the inland and the desert and the Syrian desert. So that's why they built the fortress here. And basically, yeah. And here you see the modern village, which was well destroyed by the rebels, but that's modern history. And let's enter by what used to be the main door of the fortress, of the outer of the first citadel, because you have three. So you see, you go through the first wall, and you see already the second citadel. You can still see blasts. I don't know if it's molten blasts or old blasts, but you can still see blasts on these walls. And basically, from the main door, when you enter, you see you have holes here where they can throw you like arrows or boiling oil or something like that. And then that was the main door, the main gate to the second citadel inside the outer wall. So you have the outer wall here all around, and here you have the second citadel, which we will visit now. But you can see the blast, and actually Rula said that the hole up there was not here before. The holes up there was not here before, and the blast, that's probably from the civil war just now. But you can see the strength of the walls basically, because they had blasts with modern weapons, and the wall is still here. And now we arrive to another gate, to the second citadel, the inner citadel. Wow. I guess that's the way inside. Let's go to see outside. Let's go to see the view over the valley of Homs. Wow. And you can see the outer wall here. So actually here the second citadel is very close to the outer wall. So that's the gate to the desert. That's the kitchen, and that's the church. It's funny because it's exactly the same as the churches in France. Oh, yeah, the architecture is exactly the same. Wow. Yeah, it's funny. It's really this part, all the ceiling is it's exactly the same as what you see in France, basically. You can see the flower still up there. Oh, it's incredible. You can see a lot of decoration still here. Wow. And they are very well preserved, those ones. So basically this window here was bombed during this war recently. So that's why we lost this one. And there is another church also. And here is the second church. Oh, it was transformed into a mosque? Ah, okay, wow. So they added this. No. So this church was transformed into a mosque. It's funny because it's very big. It doesn't look like that from the outside, but it's very, very big. Wow. It's incredible. Oh, we can see some paintings there also, yeah. So that's the toilet. The holes of the toilets, okay. Okay. Oh, it's so deep. Wow, it's big. Yeah, it's going to the underneath. Yeah, it's true, yeah. It has to go somewhere, yeah. Yeah, it has to go somewhere. So that's the toilet of the inner fortress. Oh, and that's the main gate here. You can see that's where we were. It was that's the main gate. Fantastic. Wow. So we are in the churches actually here. You can see that was the second church. That's the first church. So that's more living areas then, okay. How long it took them to build that? Because it's such a hard work to build that.
Yeah. And it took years.
It took years, but they, okay.
Been said, even when they were inside, they were building.
Ah, they were still, okay.
They were living inside
they
and
kept
they were
building it. Okay.
adding and adding.
Okay, got it, yeah. So, okay, and basically what they would do is they would take some people from the population and they would make them work for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please,
okay. Wow. My God. It's so beautiful.
This is where we were.
This is where we were before, yeah. Wow. This is the last, okay.
Last piece of the cake.
Okay, so let's go for the last piece. To the top of the fortress. Wow, that's a beautiful room already. Whoa. Let's go up. With a beautiful, because it was a French build, so let's call it escalier en colimaçon. Like you would say in French. It's the stairs that turn. It's called escalier en colimaçon. So that's an escalier en colimaçon. What the hell? Saying nonsense. Wow. Look at the Valley of Homs. There behind the mountains, Lebanon. Wow. And there is the Mediterranean Sea. So guys, here we are at the summit of the, well, a wonderful piece of art of the Crusaders, a wonderful piece of art of the madness of the Crusaders also, because it was quite mad to come all the way to here to try to retake Jerusalem and all that, all the things. And yeah, what's interesting also is just in front on the other side, you have probably, I don't know if you can see, but you have a big statue of the Virgin Mary, and they have a few clusters, well, monasteries in the valley. So, and apparently Rola told me that basically the valley is still Christian. All this valley. In the same way, if you go in Lebanon, where you have the Kadisha Valley, which is not far, which is also Christian, which is full of people coming from the Crusaders, which is also the case here in Syria. Actually, it's very surprising to see. You have people who you can see the population is completely mixed. Basically, you have a lot of people who look like Arabic. You have a lot of like blue eyes, clear eyes, and faces that look European. So there is not only through the Crusades, but through history, through the Arab invasion, through the Romans were here before, the Romans, the Arabs. It was a lot of. It's a land that has been a big melting pot, basically, and so ethnically, Syria is the population is very mixed, basically. So yeah, from the top of this, honestly, I've never seen such an incredible medieval castle. I've not seen the best medieval castle in France or in Europe. But this one is supposed to be the biggest one in the Middle East, so the biggest medieval castle in the Middle East, and one of the biggest in the world. And honestly, it's mind-blowing. Look at that! Look at the view. I mean, they are really like. Actually, it's more like two citadels. You have the outer wall, then the protection zone, and then you have the inside citadel. But what a place! What a place, guys! What a wonder! I'm so happy to be here in Syria to be able to discover that. Krak des Chevaliers. Wow. Okay. I think that this will be the end of the video about Krak des Chevaliers. And now, so this morning we left from Aleppo. We stopped here on the way. It's almost on the way to Damascus. It's a small detour of 50-60 kilometers. And now we're gonna continue our way to Damascus and have 2 more days in Damascus. So there will be more videos coming from Damascus, more video from Syria, from Damascus in Syria. So yeah, I don't know what to say more here. I hope you enjoyed the discovery of this medieval fortress built by the Franks here in Syria, built by the Crusaders. So the foundations were made by were dates from before the Crusaders. That's why they could build it so fast. The foundations were already existed. Apparently, it was a castle controlled by the Kurds before. It was a small castle, and they built the fortress, this huge fortress, on top of a pre-existing smaller fortress, basically. But yeah, see you for the next adventures in Damascus. And yeah, I never said that, but if by any chance to help the channel, if you like video, don't hesitate to give it a thumbs up. Okay, see you for the next adventures. Ciao guys.